with our expert healthcare guru, Tom Quigley of ClaimLinks. Tom, I have learned so much about healthcare from you. And that's why I always turn to you when it comes to healthcare. And you've been doing it a long time, Tom, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, way too long. 30 plus years overall.
But you figured out something that always is one of the highest expenditures for a business every year is their healthcare. And they're paying.
Yeah, it's amazing what emotions will do to you.
And this is why this topic makes a lot of sense today, ladies and gentlemen. Why small and mid-sized employers pay the highest margins. And this is interesting because then it just shows you these corporations are able to figure it out by write-offs, and they have such a huge higher level payroll. Many small, mid-sized businesses have challenges to meet payroll every month. And then they have this huge healthcare expense. That's why you have to call Tom. But why do some smaller employers often pay more per employee than large corporations?
Because they don't realize that the tax laws the large ones are using they can use too.
And are they using them?
No one's ever equated it to them. And that's the problem.
So these large corporations are using these types of things to provide better benefits for their employees.
Yeah, they're using Section 105, the tax law, for every self-funded plan like P&G, GE has. Same tax law. Quite frankly, they're not using it as efficiently as they could, but the smaller businesses aren't using it at all. Or they're using it in a crazy way, like individual coverage, health reimbursement arrangements, or those kind of items. And they don't make any sense compared to a medical expense reimbursement plan like the big boys use.
Wow. I wouldn't have thought that, Tom. So that's just an interesting thing, because I always thought large corporations decided to pay a lot more, and that's not true. Okay.
Not true. They're doing it differently. And quite frankly, they're not doing it as efficiently because they're missing the HIP and the Affordable Care Act laws. Because the larger agents are making so much money on their plans, they don't want people to be smart.
Sure. How does being fully insured impact pricing power for mid-sized employers?
If you're fully insured, the way that with the traditional Blue Crosses and United Healthcares and of the world, or Cignas, you can name them all, Aetna's, all. The problem is your rates are high. You're not getting anything. You're being taken advantage of. They don't give you any data to make logical decisions on how to buy it. Whereas if you took advantage of the same tax laws, you'd get all that. The big boys use. You can still use their plans, but you buy them differently, so you save a lot of money from the way they have you buying it.
Are small and mid-sized businesses subsidizing large employer plans?
No.
Why is that?
Because they're all in a pool. The small ones are all in a pool for the fully insured plans, among other small business owners. And the state departments of insurance dictate how much the insurance companies can go up on rates. The corrupt departments of insurance that get premium tax and make crazy, silly rules. Yeah, them. Whereas if you use the tax law that I'm referring to, Section 105, it's now a Department of Labor ERISA plan, IRS, DOL, police it. You bypass a lot of the silliness that the states have.
Okay. What role do commissions, overrides, and administrative fees play in small group pricing?
They're making a killing on bonuses, the larger agents, based on volume. They're getting usually a per head or a percentage of costs as a commission. Bonuses are based on premium, so there's no incentive to lower your cost.
How does lack of claims transparency inflate margins?
They make up good stories, and you have no way of knowing if it's true. If you're like a 50-person group and you're anything considered large group, 50 and above, they're using data against you, or level funded plans, data against you. And the problem is it doesn't tell the whole story. Each plan has a retention or stop loss, whatever you want to call it, where the most one person can hit you with is like 100,000 or 50,000, whatever it is. So what they do, see it all the time. Two things they do is you go and you have a premature kid and it's $1 million baby. You're paying on your premium for the retention coverage above 100. So that 900,000 should be wiped off, or the 950 if it's a 50,000 retention. So why are you using that data against them at renewal? Because you say, oh, our loss ratio on your group was 281%. I knock all that down and I go, okay. And they're getting the rebates and dispensing fees on the drugs, and they're making a killing on that. They don't report that. They use the whole drug amount against you. So next thing I know, I'm like going, well, actually every dollar being spent, you guys are making 40 cents. It's 60 cents on the dollar. But because you have everyone bamboozled, because you have to be at 80, 85%, whatever it is with the ACA, you're making it sound like you're losing money and you're really making a shitload. So you're screwing the consumers, and your stupid agents are commission-based or running around telling people that your premature kid and this and that are killing you. No, they're not. Because if you have $1 million premium and you have $100,000 retention, that's a lot. How are you going to hit? You're not hitting that. That's total bogus. So it's a good scheme they got going. They don't have to show you the data. Yeah, you guys spent $2 million and it was $1 million. So you're at a 200% loss ratio. But I'm not going to show you any of the data to support it. I'm just telling you.
So talking about claims transparency, that means that they look at pricing and where it costs different places to put together the plans, or what the average cost per everyone that gets a certain procedure.
Each product they put out, they know is profitable. Like I mentioned before, 8 people hit a $5,000 deductible. Now that could be somebody hits a $2 million claim is included in that. But the point I'm making to people is they make all these numbers up on you. They tell you got a terrible loss ratio and blah, blah, blah. Or you have these conditions that potentially could, diabetes, or somebody had cancer and they've been in remission. They got it early and they're no longer even a concern or a threat. We got to raise our rates 10% because of the potential.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, yeah, but the risk that they pose is 50 or $100,000.
Yeah.
You're charging us $1 million. What do you mean you got to go up to 300,000 to make it 1.3?
All right. What structural changes allow mid-sized employers to lower margins without increasing risk?
You mean increase value?
Yeah. So basically, go ahead.
The first thing you do is you go to the insurance company and you want the lowest cost option they offer with the same network. Step 1. Step 2, you should implement a medical expense reimbursement plan to cover the difference to give them the same benefits or better usually. 3, you should allow people, if they can go on a spouse, military, individual, with or without subsidies, depending on the size of your company, Medicare, Medicaid, parents plans, whatever ACA compliant plan, not max, write them off. And if you can get on those plans, the company will pay up to X amount and give you these benefits. So you get lower cost options guaranteed, and those rates are based off of not on your group. So those 3 things will knock your rates in half, square rate. And then you can always, fourth, go get another group health plan.
All right.
Play a game.
The best place to go is go to claimlinks.com and schedule a call with Tom and his team today. It's very interesting when we hear about these things. It's a no-brainer. We'll spin it 60 different ways, But if you want to know what's going on with your healthcare, contact Tom today. Appreciate it, Tom.
Thank you, Neil.
That was a special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show on the Cutting Edge Benefits podcast, guys. Take care.